the line right now. We got my main man, Greg Logan from Newsday. He covers the Brooklyn Nets. Greg, welcome to Scoopy Radio.
Thanks for having me, Scoop. It's a pleasure.
Of course, man. Me and you've been going back and forth since December when Kyrie Irving had thoracic bursitis. And the Nets have had kind of an interesting season. As those who have been paying attention, point guard Kyrie Irving has met with players throughout the NBA, discussing kind of maybe taking a detour from playing basketball in Orlando in a bubble come July 31st. Your thoughts when you heard the news?
Well, it didn't surprise me that he might have a contrary opinion to what seemed to be the majority opinion at the time. The first things you heard was that most of the players were eager to restart the season. But if you think back to the start of the season, when the Nets were in China to play the Lakers in 2 exhibition games, and Houston general manager Daryl Morey made some tweets that upset people in China and Chinese authorities and detracted from the NBA plans to promote their game there. Kyrie was a person at that point who was said to be all for canceling the games and returning home. But in that case, much as he's reported to have done here, he voiced his opinion, but he also expressed a willingness to go along with whatever the majority decided was best to do. And now he was also hurt at that time, and was not going to play in China. So I don't know how that affects his opinion or not, but he's never been afraid. Let's put it this way: he's never been afraid to stake out a position by himself or ahead of the curve or however you want to call it, and be very forthright in arguing his position. But it also seems that he knows how to maintain a degree of flexibility and listen to all sides. So from some of the comments I've read today about this latest conference call that he organized, it was pretty much 50-50 according to Ed Davis, who was a former Net. He had a very interesting interview where he discussed the whole thing, and he's on the opposite side from Kyrie's position. He believes it's important to return to play for a variety of reasons. So it doesn't sound like anything is set in stone, but there are valid arguments on both sides. I was just listening to another commentator on ESPN say that if these games start, people might put the focus, take the focus off of the protest movement right now. I find that very difficult to believe, given how widespread and persistent it's been across not only this entire country but the world. And I just think it's way beyond the NBA right now, and that this is a great opportunity for players to use the NBA platform in even more creative ways.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Say it wasn't Kyrie who made those statements and brought it together. The players on the Zoom call, do you think it will be a different reaction?
I think that's probably true. Kyrie, because of who he is, has kind of developed a reputation as a person who goes his own way. Some people have called it him a disruptor. I would just call him a contrarian. I have friends who I consider contrarians who always try to put a different spin on things. Look at things from a different angle rather than the conventional angle. So no doubt that his previous reputation, feeds into whatever criticism he might be receiving now. But I think what I think is interesting is that plenty of people are also echoing his thoughts, and that apparently he has started a debate. And to me, it's a healthy debate in the sense that it really does keep the issue on the whole Black Lives Matter, police reform, racial justice questions that we're all facing right now. So it's causing people to take a deeper dive into these issues. And there's never anything wrong with that. There's never anything wrong with further discussion. And that's why I was so interested in what Ed Davis had to say in his interview today. I think it was with Hoops Hype. And he said that he understood Kyrie's position and that position of people who were worried about the same questions that Kyrie is worried about. And Ed said that he's near the end of his career. He's in a good position. He's set going forward. But at the same time, he noted he's already losing 25% of his salary this year, and it's costing him something like $30,000 a week. And his point is that people are in all sorts of different economic situations within the league. Kyrie is pretty well set forever, but others, this is their chance to build some generational wealth that they can pass on within their family and take care of all the people that they need to take care of. And so I think that's a critical thing. And then Ed also expressed the notion that what if they don't complete this season? Is there any reason to believe they can count on next season? So these are very difficult questions, and obviously the situation combining, the whole racial justice and police reform questions at a time of global pandemic. We're in an unprecedented time, and so it's fair to say that this is a great time to dive down on all of these issues, and I'm sure there are concerns on both fronts.
Greg Logan on the line with Scoopy Radio. Logan has worked for Newsday since 1982, covering a wide array of sports and events, including the Brooklyn Nets beat.
Scoopy Radio. Overtime.